Welcome back to the show, everybody. It is Monday. It's the upper tier. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video. It is the Monday mashup, or a variation of it, if you like. So we're here tonight. Joining me, as always, my co-host, my cousin, my brother in arms, Marky. How are we?
I'm all good, cuz. Another year older since the senior last, and obviously a few Legends events in between that as well. So glad to be back. Sorry I missed last week, but glad to be back all the same.
Not good enough. Yeah, you're not our resident referee again until the 15th of August. Then you're a resident referee again. You have the summer off. So we're going to be taking a look at the FAI Cup results, have a quick chat around them. We won't go through all of them, but we'll have a good look at them. I have them here in front of me as well anyway. You might not be able to read them on screen, but I'll call them out to you anyway. We're going to be looking at three big European games coming up this week for Shelbourne, Rovers and St. Pat's. Vital games for them and stuff like that in their quest to progress into Europe. And also we're going to be looking at transfers. That's the flavour of the month at the moment. We're going to be getting Marky's thoughts on transfers. Obviously, Brian and Buemo confirmed tonight. Probably the longest running saga of a transfer I've ever experienced. Nearly 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Mad to think 8 weeks, isn't it? To get a Brentford player off Brentford into Man United. It's insane, really, isn't it?
Never thought I'd see today.
Yeah, absolutely. In the chat, as always, the OG was in with me today. Baz, we're only talking about you. We're only talking about you there off camera.
I was only asking for you, Baz. I haven't seen you in ages.
Mark wasn't happy you didn't share the chicken roll with him today. That's what the problem is.
Listen, it was great to see you today, pal, and hopefully I'll get another two comments off you tonight, maybe.
He promised us 3, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought he was going to go, evening, lads, what's up?
Yeah, I thought that as well, in fairness.
Oh, he's in. William's in. Big up, Will. Hope you're good, my friend.
Go on, the Will I am.
And Baz is in with a second one. Happy belated birthday, Mark.
Cheers, Baz. Thank you very much, man.
The 4-0.
The big 4-0, unfortunately, yeah.
We would have never thought it. All those nights in Down Under and Sinnets and everything and all, and the Hardy Lemon. And what was the other place across the road that we used to go to?
Across from Break for the
Border.
Yeah, back in the day. Do you remember that?
40, good lord.
Hashtag cowboy boots.
now we're just two well content creators and podcasters. That's all we are now. Hanging out with legends.
Yeah. we have a special Astro match tomorrow night. It is Best Jervis against Curry's. So we're having in Pear Street, the home of football, tomorrow night at 8:00. So we're really looking forward to it. So we're they have it down as a 5-a-side, but it really is a 7-a-side pitch. It's huge down there. Yeah, that'll be tomorrow night. Will I am. Wait till you see tomorrow. I'll have my cards with me as well in my back pocket.
What's up for grabs? Is there vouchers or anything up for grabs or anything like that? Or?
I don't know, Will. I hope you're bringing a plasma TV screen or something down so we could go for it. We'll bring a Tommy Hilfiger polo or something.
Yeah, you want to be coming armed if you're going down to Pierce. We know Pierce well. That's the place to be. The place to be. Not many lads go in there and survive. You'll survive, Mark. You're an OG.
I'm a Hogan. So yeah, you're all right down
there. Just off Hogan's place, no doubt.
Exactly.
Big up, Phil. Hope you're doing well.
What's the story, pal? Him, Phil and Dave are going to be in the away end. Did you see that picture I sent you earlier? I sent to Philip and all earlier on.
I did.
Mad.
Philip, did you contact them about measurements? That looks like a small bird's cage now, in fairness.
It does.
Phil, you're a unit. You're going in there looking like Roman Reigns into that bird's cage.
Oh yes.
Wait till you see big Phil. What to do?
Will, come on now. There's more than pride on the line. I tell you that. I'll tell you one thing. It's funny because everyone knows me in the shop. I'm quite laid back and have a laugh and crack a joke. But once I get on the football pitch, I'm a different beast.
Yeah. Absolutely. Tiernan's in, Mark. Me and you will be like the foe and Crouch tomorrow.
Go on, Tiernan. Go on, the angry ginge.
Curry's doesn't know what's coming.
Oh, yes. I told you. Hey. See, the thing about it is, William, half of your team are going to show up with cricket bats, and it's not for beating anyone up because we know why they're coming up with cricket bats. That's all I'm saying.
You know, the real OGs, William, put their surname in on their YouTube channel as well, not just their
Yeah.
first name. Look at Tiernan there. Tiernan means business. He's in there.
Oh,
Phillips
yes.
in there. He means it. Baz is in there. He means it. You got to put that surname in there. There we go. Ask them for a bigger size.
Big time, Phil. Big time.
I wonder what's the equivalent of Mattress Mick
fucking hell, yeah.
Over there. See when they sponsor a bigger cage. Might put you in one of those elimination chambers, Phil, or something like that. Tiernan, get a new haircut in preparation for the match.
Tiernan did. He looks like a bleeding Disney prince at this stage.
My family is wanted. Love it, William.
Join the club, Will. Join the club.
Love it. Yeah, deadly. I'm hoping I'm going to get pictures from this now and a few clips and all.
Are you not doing a live broadcast from there tomorrow night? No, you'll have to come down.
If you just put the StreamYard on your phone and direct it at the pitch, I can have a go on one side. All right, half of them are in Mountjoy. Half of them are in Mountjoy, and the other half are dying to get in to be with them, are they?
They're in Wheatfield.
Yeah, big deal. I must order.
Definitely, Phil. Definitely, man.
100%. Warren's in. Hi, lads. I hope you're well. Congratulations to Tipperary. Brilliant victory. Unbelievable.
Jesus, something else, wasn't it? Cork just absolutely folded in that second half.
Crapper the bed.
Yeah.
Cork were the half favourites as well.
Yeah, 6 points up at half time. They were going well, and obviously, second half, Tip just came out and absolutely dominated it. Obviously, listen, they went down to 14 Cork as well, but some second half, man. And I believe Turles is rocking as we speak as well.
Yeah, Phil's in a long way to Tipperary.
It is indeed.
I'm sure it wasn't too long. It wasn't too long last night. I'd say they loved every minute of it.
Oh, big time. So you want to see town yesterday going up the quays on the way back to Mall, walking up to Euston Station with their bags of cans and stuff like that. All the young lads and all. It looked a good atmosphere. All right. Oh, yes. You know it. Did you see DJ getting booed yesterday in Croker? You up to DJ Kerry?
Everyone with the GoFundMe t-shirts on them.
Yeah. That picture. How the hell did he think he was going to get away with that? Oh, my God.
Well, he nearly did.
Yeah, well.
He almost pulled it off.
Phone charge were up the nose on a bit of plaster across. What the hell?
Is this the same lad who had the 10 or the 20 grand in the boot of the car a number of years ago?
Yeah,
he was pulled in a garage.
Yeah.
Playing an amateur sport.
Yeah, he got away with it. Sure, listen, they all knew he was getting cars and everything left, right, and centre. Like, do you know what I mean?
Hurling plays well, doesn't it? Up the tip, can't stand Cork. Yeah, I was surprised. I haven't followed hurling in a long time. Really, I don't follow it religiously. But I said, even with Cork being the half favourites and stuff like that, I said, Tipperary or hurling royalty, Tipperary and Kilkenny and all, you know what I mean?
And it's mad to think that was the first time they ever faced each other in a final. Like, it's mad.
Well, Cork had a huge drop off, didn't they? Because it went through. There was Kilkenny, there was Cork, then Clare. Remember Clare? Clare had huge dominance as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it's.
But here, do you know who's going to have a huge dominance tomorrow? Best menswear. Hey, you up the will.
There we go. Fantasy Premier Fantasy Premier League is back, baby. It is.
Oh yeah, back today. Absolutely. I was on to Philip and a few of the other lads about it. Yeah, looking forward to it coming back.
Not Brett May. Spurs are shit. I actually have I'm after missing a slide there, and I'll put it in because I did do a slide for the friendlies that have happened as well. So we will be discussing that as well.
Can I just say I'm not on the water tonight as well? I'm on the Heineken, lads.
Celebrating getting Buemo in the door. What about him rocking up with the suit on for the medical?
Yes,
looking very dapper.
Listen, better than some of them showed up in medicals before, I tell you.
So some of them don't even show up. Are you joining in on the fantasy football? No, I'm not, Phil. I'm not a fantasy football guy at all. I don't have the patience for it or the desire. So it's not my thing. What I do is, Phil, do you know what I do? For about 3 weeks, I'm all in till I have a crash week, and then I go, fuck this, that's not for me.
I'm always the same. I'm usually around when the FA Cup kicks in January, and then I kind of go off a bit.
There you go. He isn't really into it. I love it though. Ted is mad into it.
Ted,
Darren, I'm obsessed with fantasy football.
How are you, Ted?
Yeah, all the boys are obsessed with it. I can't. Not for me, anyway. Right, so let's start. Let's talk. I want to get your thoughts on some transfers. We'll pull up some here and take a look.
Are
And
we
get
not
your
having a sponsor of the
ideas
show, cuz, no?
Sorry, jeez. Didn't
Hey!
even put that in here. Hang on there. Where'll I find that? This is what happens when I'm. This
See
is what
this,
happens
see
when
this.
I'm. This is what
I'm
happens
a
when I'm
week away
emotional.
from the show, and this is it, like, you know.
And you know, I did it last week for you, and you didn't even show up. So there you go.
Well, I was caught with a wedding party last week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
From Donegal.
Where's that slide? There we go. I found the leads. That'll have to do. You can give me. Do you know what? You should give me a new one. You should give me a new one next week for the match tomorrow night down in Pierce. Get someone to snap a few pictures.
Yeah, 100%. Do you have any of the new pictures I sent you last week? You know, myself and Yap Sam sitting in the Jeep together, and Eric Jemba was something else, man. Unreal. Great all day. And Yap knew my name by the end of the day. I'm not surprised after all the time.
You your name by the end of the day. He should.
Yeah, no, like during the day, by the end of it, he said good night, Mark, to me. I was like, fanboying I was.
Yeah. Did you not drop the line? No wonder Fergie ran you out the door. He'll change about 20 times before the season actually starts. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right.
But at least you're starting. At least you're starting. That's the
I think I made one up earlier on, and yeah, like you said, it's gonna change loads before that.
Right, there you go. Give us your spiel. Facebook, Instagram. Tell them where the trophies are being. Last weekend was mental.
Yeah, the weekend before, we were in Dundalk at the United Legends event. Unbelievable. I was talking to you earlier about it. We were in Rock Celtic for the match, and the crowd down there were fantastic. We were looked after so well. Yap Sam, Jemba, Brian McClare, Lee Sharp, and all got a jersey signed by Lee Sharp. Absolutely delighted with that. It's upstairs now. The 92-93 jersey with Sharp, 5 on the back, and with the trophies down there, they went down very, very well. I sent you a few pictures. The bar was amazing. Uncle Tom's Cabin down in Blackrock in Dundalk Sports Bar. They had everything from like Man United shirts, Liverpool shirts, Arsenal shirts, Rocky Balboa shorts, Hulk Hogan vests and all. They had everything down there. Oh yeah, you want to see it? I sent you all the pictures, like Bret Hart stuff, Hulk Hogan stuff on the wall. It was an amazing, and we got down to the match and it was brilliant. And then on Saturday just gone, they were still in Dundalk for the Head in the Game. Had a match in Oriel Park with Stefan and the lads from Head in the Game down there. So that was last Saturday, and then this week we're in Ballyfermot for a party. So yeah, looking forward to it. So yeah, it's been a mad few weeks.
Daz, how many days are you over for? Let us know in the chat how many days you're over for. You
Daz is coming over, is he?
Yeah, Daz is coming over. He says, what's the crack, Niall and Mark? Roll on Thursday. I'm on my way to Dublin, 2 p.m. ferry.
Nice one. What's the plans for when you're over here, Daz? Let us know.
He was asking me about the pubs. You gave him the Giddy Dolphin. And...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you text me about it.
Yeah. Bret Hart, who's that? Some Mick Carter.
Yeah, Goldberg's mate.
Blasphemy. Right, so you're going to tell us about the sponsor now?
Did I not just say that, no?
No, you didn't say Facebook, Instagram, all that
kind of stuff. Facebook. Not that the lads are bothering, but yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Bebo, MySpace. Catch me on all of it, man.
That's it. There you go. Bebo, MySpace, the whole lot. Right. Transfers. Let's have a chat about transfers. Kick us off. Start with the two you have in the door at the moment, Cunha and Brian and Buemo. Talk to me. How you feeling about them? How did you feel coming out of the season, going into the transfer window? How did you feel about these two coming in? Are they what you were looking for, kind of, or was it something different? And how do you feel now you have them?
Yeah, like coming out of the season, knew there was a lot of changes to be needed.
Mark like Shawn Michaels on the bed with the trophy wrapped across him. Ladies, get ready for that fireman calendar this Christmas.
Me and the trophies in the back of a high ace. Only Vans.
Hogan Elite Trophy calendar.
Yeah, listen, coming out of last season, we knew there was massive changes needed. I think we need a striker, and like I was just going to say that, Ted, fair play. We need a goalkeeper. I had a great conversation with Clayton Blackmore there 2 weeks ago, and he was saying about it as well. And
That's going to Glentoran.
no way. Who were they playing, lads? Who were they playing? Yeah, no, we obviously, for me, we goalkeeper. We need a striker. We still need a striker. There's no getting around it. Hoyland hasn't been up to much. Xerxes has come in and done a job, but he's not. He's not someone you'd be starting. Every single game, and it's particularly in the big games. We need someone there with a natural goal scoring instinct as well. And but listen, I think with the Embuemo deal, I think obviously, listen, it ran little bit over what we wanted, but we got him in the end. Obviously, he's out contract next season, but we got him, and he's someone that excelled at Brentford the last few seasons. Him and Wiss, I think, have been their top men really over the last few seasons. So been,
Chester,
Chester. Obviously, preseason friendly Chester, yeah, coming over. Yeah. So listen, I've been excited so far. Obviously, like I said, we still need a striker and a goalkeeper. Onana is not the man to lead us forward. I think probably a lot of the lads, the legends, Manchester United legends, I've been lucky enough to speak to over the last month or so have said the exact same thing as well. So, we definitely need a keeper. There's obviously talk of that young lad coming in. What is he, 6 foot, bleeding 5 or 6 or something like that?
Layman's.
Layman. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, listen, I like what we've done so far. Going with the seeing that, I was just going to say, going with the game on Saturday, there's still a lot of work to be done, but we're hoping to be in a better position than we were last season. It can't get any worse really, than what we were in.
Mark, would you do a Conor McGregor and get a pic with the trophy?
Do you know what?
100%.
You know what? I got a phone call from the Black Forest last year about getting the trophies over. Unfortunately, they were elsewhere. But yeah, I got a phone call off on the lads over there to have them over there. So,
but the real question is, were they elsewhere?
Well, they no, listen.
Or were they just not available?
They weren't available. But yeah, 50 Cent. If 50 Cent had been there, you know yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Teddy, and 35 goals last season between the two boys, so they'll be a big help. I think the goalkeeper is the biggest signing we need. Defenders don't trust him, so they drop deep, leaving a big gap between themselves and mids. Yeah.
Do you know what? As well, Ted, like I've said this before to the lads in the shop, and I think I said it to Will, who's in the chat. I'm not Dallow's biggest fan, and obviously we've given him number 2 jersey. I've seen him there. There was a few passes he could have made. I'm still not a massive fan of him, to be honest with you. I think we could do better on that side as well, But obviously, like you said, I think we have to work on getting a goalkeeper in and a striker as well. So hopefully we can do that before the transfer window ends.
Yeah, as I said to you today in the shop, the lack of energy and movement in that midfield is shocking.
Oh, it's horrible,
really
horrible.
Shocking, you know what I mean? And that's your drive and that's your energy, that's your link up between front and back and
exactly.
all of it. You're not going to do anything unless you have a real good midfield these days.
Exactly.
Right, talk to me. Rashford off the Barcelona season-long loan. I think he's getting something like 80% of his wages or whatever it is. I think it works out at 260 grand or something like that. With an option then to buy potentially at 30 million. I don't know whether that 30 million is specifically to the Barcelona deal. Will it be 40 million to other people, or is the 30 million going to be across the board, we should say? How do you think this affair now? How does he fit in? Do you expect him back, or do you think they'll eventually take him?
To be honest, I'm glad he's gone. He's obviously been pushing for this move for quite some time now. He's been kind of putting himself out there. Yeah, no, 100%. Ted, I love Dorgo. I like his style of play, and I hope he gets a lot of game time next season as well. But yeah, no, I think well, I wouldn't drop Embuemo that far back. No, listen, I think it's a good deal for us. I'm not necessarily convinced that he's going to do it at Barcelona. He's obviously, like I said, been touting himself out for quite some time. He did all right with Villa last season. But he hasn't been the same player in the last probably 5 or 6 years, really. With whatever's happened, he's kind of dropped off, and
He's fallen out of love with the game, really, hasn't he?
I said it before, because I think I said it a good few years ago on this program. At that time, it was like you should send them out on loan to a lower division team to make him fall back in love with football again, to go to kind of near grassroots football. Yeah, I agree with you, Ted. I do hope it. I just can't see it happening. I don't think he's going to be like Anthony. Anthony obviously went over to Betis and smashed it for the last 6 months of the season, but I don't think he's going to do it. I don't know if he'll, Bart, you look at some of the players that are in ahead of him. I don't think he's going to cut it, But listen, I'm happy he's got the move as a United fan. He's off the wage, half off the wage bill for now. But it'd be interesting to see what happens at the end of the season. I can't see it happening.
Yeah, it's a weird one, really, isn't it? Because when I look at Marcus Rashford should be an absolute superstar at Man United. Probably should be the club captain. Should be the club captain, probably, because he's the fairy tale story in there.
He's been there since he was 10 or 11 or something, and it's like he should be, but his attitude. Obviously, I told you about a few things that had happened off the pitch a few years ago, which I was told by an inside source and stuff like that. And yes, you take that on board, but at the same time, a lot has passed since, and you think that his game would have improved, but it just hasn't. And
I always say to people, if you're going into your job and you're fucking miserable, it's not going to go too well for you, because you're not going to.
100%.
If you're going 100%. In and you're with that attitude and you don't want to be there and it's horrible and you're not happy and all, you're not going to run through walls. You're not going to give that extra 10% that's needed, and you're also not going to demonstrate to the players around you that you bleed Man United and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. So and at that stage, it's like if you're not happy, you're not enjoying it, just walk away. Like, obviously he went on loan, but he's gone on loan again now, and it's like, I can't see him ever playing for the club again. It's just how the question is, how much money can we potentially get for him to get a permanent move, So that for me would be the thing, because we seen it, Ted, if you're still in the chat there, like, you look at how many, you look at what money other players are getting for players are selling, and we're getting like 30 million for players that should be.
And you know how talented this guy is. If he just fell in love with football again and got focused again,
exactly,
because the baller that's in there from way back.
Absolutely.
And the fact that you see the money that's going on the Kuduses and the Elangas and even the Ibrahimovs and the Kunis and stuff like that. And this guy has it. This guy has talent of born and just doesn't care or just doesn't want it, So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, an interesting one. Our own Evan Ferguson off to Roma. What a reception he got last night at the airport.
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, you spoke about it earlier in the shop and stuff. Delighted for him. It's something that he needs as well. He's you know what, he's been very unlucky with injuries. He's got a lot of abuse, a lot of stick. People started to compare him to Harry Kane, but when Harry Kane was his age, Harry Kane was sitting on the bench in the Championship. So let's call a spade here. Harry Kane progressed and became a player where, like, Evan Ferguson has time in his hands. So people comparing him to Kane, don't do that, because, like I said, Kane was sitting on the bench in the Championship when he was Ferguson's age. Now Evan has gone off to Roma. I hope it really works out well for him. Obviously, Roma have a new manager there. He was at Atalanta for the last 9-10 years, playing very progressive and creative football and stuff like that. So I'm hoping it works out for him, because obviously, if he plays well over there, he'll bring it back over here and it'll work out for the internationals and stuff like that. And not only that, he's a lovely lad. He's a lovely kid. Now his dad kind of through the DDSL and stuff like that, and seeing the progress that he's made. So I really do hope it works out for him.
You've refed one or two of his games as well previously.
Way back in the day, and I've seen him down in the Kennedy Cup down in Limerick and stuff like that. And obviously, when he made his debut for Bows against Chelsea at the tender age of 15, everyone was kind of like, Jesus, we've watched him kind of grow, and his dad is obviously involved with the DDSL now, and they're just a footballing family, and like I said, I hope it goes well for him. He's a decent lad. He needs a break. I think I think it was a case of there was too much pressure put on his shoulders because, when he came into that Brighton team and he was playing well, he had no pressure there. He was free flowing, he was scoring goals.
When they started talking about the big moves away and the
That's
100
what I'm
million and
saying.
all this kind
Sure,
of thing.
he was linked with us. He was linked with he was linked with everyone, and he's only a young lad. People forget that, and it kind of, he kind of had a little with his head as well, which we won't get into. But yeah, he's had all that, so I hope it goes well for him.
The only thing I'd be worried about is we've seen some of the battles he's had to do off the pitch and stuff like that. It's the Italian league the right place to go where they don't suffer fools gladly. You have the ultras there and all that kind of stuff. A lot of these teams can be in these melting pots at times that can be really taxing on your mental health, I'd imagine, as a player, in terms of having the performance of that. And if you don't perform, we've seen teams getting called over and getting a dressing down by the ultras. This could either go one or two ways. This could either be, really struggle with this if this was to happen, or what he could do is he could use that as an opportunity to mature and maybe grow up a little bit or flourish into a more mature player, if you like. I would hope it's the latter. But I wouldn't have thought now, if you had told me 4 weeks ago, I have Evan Ferguson here, we want to put him in the league, where are we going to put him? I'm not sure necessarily I would have put him in the Italian league.
Well, to be honest with you as well, it's a less physical league than the Premier League, and a lot of what's happened with Evan, he's gotten a lot of injuries due to the physicality of the Premier League as well. So I think if he gets a run of games under his belt, and hopefully gets a few goals, it will build his confidence, which obviously will help him mentally as well.
Growing. Stops growing.
Evan, yeah. No, I think he will do well. I think, like I said, I think the league and the pace will suit him, and the kind of less physicality than you get, centre halves upending the end, stuff like that in the Premier League and whatnot. But I hope it works.
That's a great show from Warren. Should have come to Celtic under Brendan Rodgers, past master at developing players. Yeah.
Well, Warren, he had been in talk with Celtic, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. So I know for a fact his dad and his agents were up there in, I think it was October last year. They were looking to get him on loan before West Ham came in that time, and it didn't work out for whatever reason. So yeah, there was talks of him going there, but it didn't materialise.
What have you made of the other four up in the top left corner there? I think it is for me. So you've obviously got Madueke, Kudus, Joe, Pedro, and Elanga. What have you made of Elanga going to Newcastle? Obviously, big price tag going in there. I think who's going to be challenging? Who's he going to be challenging? Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon, isn't it? They're kind of in that kind of.
Gordon has been linked with Hughes again, hasn't he? In fairness,
that's a continual thing. That's a boyhood fan type of thing. I think.
I think it's a really great move for him. I was disappointed when we sold him. Obviously, I know why we sold him because, the people at the club had thought he'd gone as far as he could with the club. He's done wonders with Forest and stuff like that. And I think with the way Newcastle have been playing and where they've been at, obviously. They had the Champions League 2 seasons ago and whatnot. I think he'll do really well, and I think that Elanga is the type of player you cannot help but like him. He's an honest lad. He's hard working. He'll really do a job, and I think the Newcastle fans will get behind him. I think Harvey Barnes will probably be the brunt of him coming in. I think you'll probably see him playing less time next season. Now he was unlucky with a few injuries last season and stuff like that. So, but I think Elanga will do really well.
Yeah, I think Harvey was very good, wasn't he? The last 8-10 games of the season, he came in and he balled out like he was really, really good.
100%.
Madueke going to Arsenal. Arsenal with their yearly Chelsea donation to the fund.
Yeah, I thought it was a weird one. Like I was looking at it. Obviously, when you're online and you're reading things and thinking, Jesus, they won't do that. Like they won't dip their.
What did I read the other day? 5 out of the last 6 seasons, they've signed a Chelsea player.
Yeah, there would be. Like they got
Apparently, they were saying they only skipped. Was it the COVID year they didn't sign one? That was it. Every other year they've signed a Chelsea player. The last 5 or 6 seasons or something like that. It's
the likes of Jorginho and stuff like that. And
Havertz, Raheem Sterling last year sitting on the bench doing nothing.
Sterling, that one does, like, as much as Madueke doesn't make sense. Sterling never made sense. What was going on there? Like when they needed an out-and-out striker, they get Sterling in.
Well, sure. It was. Remember, we covered that on Deadline Day. That was a half 10 at night finish. Remember? Big price tag as well coming in, and
it is. It's weird because obviously they're spending that amount of money on them, and they still need a striker. We've been talking about for the last 3 or 4 seasons how much they need an out-and-out goal scorer, and they haven't gone for one. You look at it, what money they spent on him, they could have been putting towards someone like, say, putting a bid in for Isak or, whoever out there, so Gurkes or whatever. They could have put that towards that instead of getting him in, So to me, it doesn't make sense. And obviously, we spoke about Arsenal earlier on the shop, and a lot of lads' feelings of what's going on there.
Yeah, I said Jackson, that as well, Warren. Yeah, they're after Jackson too, and United were linked with him as well. Oh my God!
I'm not. I thought him and Palmer at times last season were very, very good. Obviously, the game against West Ham away, and Bournemouth and stuff like that at home, they were very good. But I don't know. I'm still, the jury's still out for me on Jackson, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a bit. I kind of like some of his play, and I think there's probably a baller in there. But if I'm Mikel Arteta and I'm Arsenal, I'm not rolling the dice on that because they have to deliver this year.
100%.
I wouldn't be pinning my career and my job and my 15 million a year on Nicholas Jackson.
He's very frustrating to watch at times, isn't he?
And sometimes he can drop a bad attitude as well. You know what I mean? So he can be, he can lose it. We've seen it in the World Club Cup, and we've seen it towards the latter end of the season. Nearly cost Chelsea that top 4 spot. Kudus, who probably had a poor season by his standards of West Ham. West Ham not great this season.
No.
Previous season, very, very good. But there has been a drop-off in West Ham, obviously, with Mark Noble returning, and obviously leaving Declan Rice as well, These are big players that sometimes you struggle to replace. And obviously Jared Bowen at times being linked with a move away from the club as well, and Mikel Antonio having the accident as well and being out for the guts of a year or whatever it was, to be honest. What have you made of Kudus going to? Did you expect him to go to Spurs?
No, in fairness, I didn't. I think it's a good move for Spurs to get me in. Obviously, last season was a great season. Before, he was unplayable. He could do nothing wrong. But like you said, a few things obviously happened at West Ham. Like, you look at the other man on the screen, Evan, who went there on loan, and it just did not happen for him. For whatever reason. And West Ham struggled last year. I don't know whether, obviously you can talk about them winning the Europa League 2 seasons ago, whether they were still going through that hangover of what happened and stuff like that. But I think it's, listen, from Spurs' point of view, it will depend what system they play, how Thomas Frank comes in. I really like Thomas Frank, and I think Kudus will be a very valuable player for them this season as well.
Well, at least they're
as well.
Yeah, at least they're a bit more serious now. They're looking at signing players at a certain level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Hovering up the 3rd or the 4th level stuff and stuff like that. Joe Pedro, who I think is going to be one of the signings of the window. Looked very impressive for Chelsea out there in the World Club Cup. Absolutely mauled PSG in that final.
And he got a slap at the end of it as well, didn't he?
Got a slap at the end of it as well, which is kind of him. But that's okay. At the end of it, it's all good. If you want to,
Did anything happen with that? No?
I think something was said, wasn't it?
No, but will there be any retribution or anything?
I don't know. I wouldn't say so. I'd say it was dampened down pretty quick. I'd say it was just Luis Enrique as well, probably extremely frustrated at how his side played and stuff like that. But yeah, Kudus is an interesting one, and obviously Joe Pedro, I think he's a guy who I turn around and said I'd happily have at Liverpool as well.
I really like him.
Baller.
I really like him. I really
strength,
like him.
Strength, skill, technique, everything. He has it all. Has it all. Let's talk about Liverpool.
You'd wonder.
Go.
No, go ahead. No.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, you'd wonder what way Chelsea are going to play next season with him and the likes of Delap and stuff like that,
Well, they have a lot of games to play because they've Champions League and stuff like that as well, and I'm sure they get equal billing until they realise who's going to take in the first position and who's taking the second position and stuff like that. But I'm sure Delap, who went into Chelsea, was promised all sorts of stuff as well to prize him out of your hands. And then when he goes in there, then all of a sudden Joe Pedro comes in. But that's the world of Chelsea, isn't it? Very unpredictable.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, Liverpool. We got the here we go on Hugo Ekitike. Looks like that's going to happen somewhere in the region. I think it's 95 million euros or 79 million pounds or whatever it is, or something like that, including everything. Darwin, what have you made of him? How does he look, this younger version of Isaac? 23, I think he is, or something like that. But very, very impressive. If you don't just look at the underlining stats, which are reasonable, and you look at everything else, and you look at his style of play and stuff like that and all, how do you think he's going to fit in that Liverpool front line?
I think he'll do well. You know, you obviously have the likes of Salah and that playing off him and stuff. Obviously there's still talk of Nunez and Diaz and stuff, where what's going to happen with them during the summer. But I really like him. You can see his movements off the ball. He's quite dangerous from set pieces as well and stuff like that. So I think he'll do very, very well for you. It's just depending on what other players you get in now. Obviously, with outgoings, who's going to come in and what way you're going to play and stuff like that. So there's still plenty of time to go till the season starts and the end of the transfer window. So it'd be interesting to see. But I think he'll do very, very well. But it's one thing saying that, and then a player adapting to come into the play in the Premier League as well. You know, only a young lad. So, but I wish him well, and I think he will do well as well.
Yeah, big up William. Liverpool somehow found oil under the Anfield this season. Yeah. Do you know, I looked at today a guy, if you don't follow him on X, he's called Mo Chatra. And he does really good breakdowns financially in the transfer windows and stuff like that. And he broke down the Liverpool one today. So if we do bring in Gahey, Rodrigo, and Isaac on top of what we've brought in already, I'm not saying it will happen, but if it does happen, our spend in this window will be just, I think it's either 465 or 485, just under $500 million, right? But he broke it down in the first year. This year, we only have to pay out something like 149 million. So that's how we're doing it. Plus, we're so ahead of PSR and FFP because we did nothing last season. We did nothing in January, really, of any staking at all. So we've got plenty still to move around there. Plus, we haven't even discussed, as you said, potentially does Darwin go? And I want to talk about him as well because he had a great showing yesterday against Stoke. Now, I know people get giddy and it's Stoke and stuff like that as well, but still no disrespect to Stoke, who did beat us 6-1 once, didn't they? Stevie Gerrard's last game.
Or something like that. We only spoke about that earlier.
Absolutely. But it'll be interesting, but he does a great breakdown, and it looks like payable this year is about 145 million of it or something like that. So that's more than comfortable for most of the top teams, to be honest. So we're moving the way we should have moved. You know, Niall, are you going to see Mick Foley in the Laughter Lounge in December? Haven't even thought about it, Philip. Haven't even thought about it.
He's coming over for a Q&A or something, is it?
It's probably a comedy night, doesn't he? Do comedy nights as well, Mick Foley, as far as I know.
Does he?
Yeah, he does comedy nights and all. Yeah, absolutely.
No, a lot of them are doing it. Stand-up.
Mark Henry does the DJing as well. Mark Henry's doing the after parties for SmackDown when it comes in August, and he does the DJing in a couple of the clubs around the city. Mark Henry.
No way.
Yeah.
Mark Henry.
Yeah, Mark
Nation
Henry.
of Domination.
Yeah. World's
strongest
man. Yeah.
Sexual chocolate, Mark.
Yeah, he was doing DJing over in Vegas at all the top clubs after WrestleMania and stuff like that.
No way.
Yeah.
Where is he doing over here?
Where is he doing? Is it the Academy or something like that? I think, or something like that. Because Morris normally organises the after parties in Fibbers. But
is he not doing Fibbers? He's given.
I think he
Morris
probably
the elbow now.
I think he will still do it, but he's just talking about. He's not too sure now because obviously Mark Henry's doing this after party. So, but he's charging. It's. I think is it 40 quid in or something like that, and is it 76 if you want to go VIP with a pick
for the Academy.
So I'm not sure. I think it's the Academy. I think it is. You can look it up. It's on Facebook and all. Yeah, if you just type.
Well, if it's the Academy, just hang around North Lots at the back of the Academy and get a picture for nothing. Like,
absolutely.
Now you'd be hanging around with junkies and all, but it's all right.
Yes, yeah. He's doing Cork, Galway, and Limerick as well. Foley, yeah, absolutely. He's doing a whole tour. He's out for a whole tour. I think he's doing up north as well. He's doing a couple of dates in the UK as well. He's on a proper tour. Niall, does it make you wonder if Jurgen Klopp didn't constantly go on about Liverpool being underdogs when he was in charge that you would have won more. Would
Question,
we have
Will.
won
Good
more?
question.
I don't think it's a question of being underdogs. I think, you know what it is? I think there was definitely a disconnect between Jurgen and the owners. And I don't think, at the time, it's an unfortunate sequence of events as well and timing as well. Because what's happened is, if you look at FSG were chasing down a basketball franchise in Vegas at one stage that was going to cost huge money. They were also putting a lot of money into golf. I think they were going in for stuff, like the live golf and stuff like that and all. So they were investing in golf as well. And they were also looking at one stage, I think, of doing an ice hockey team as well. So they were trying to spread the franchise out. And I think in the year where we really needed to spend money on the back of either the Premier League or the Champions League win, they went and they bought a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox that cost them $200 million. So it was big bucks and stuff like that and all. So I think that affected it greatly as well. So I think timing is one of it. But I don't know. I don't think they were comfortable. When Edwards left the building, I don't think they were comfortable with Jurgen being in charge of the hiring. And I'd say there was a lot of midnight calls and arguments and stuff like that and all, Ultimately, what I say to people, I love Jurgen Klopp and how he brought us back and stuff like that now. But ultimately, we will look back in years to come on the Jurgen Klopp era as being an era of missed opportunity. I think we should have won a hell of a lot more. I think we didn't create a dynasty like we're doing now when we had the chance. But I think there's a more comfortable feeling now from FSG. We're having Michael Edwards there and Richard Hughes and the right people in charge in the right departments and stuff like that. Arna's there mainly to coach, and that's the way it should be, But yeah, we shall see. Big up everyone. Big up Everest. That astronaut CEO cheating scandal clip is all over my feed. Loving all the memes. It's also getting too repetitive now, yeah. Yeah,
it's mad, isn't it? I've seen so many of them, like they're doing in the baseball stadiums over in America and stuff like that now. It's mad.
Yeah,
and crazy. He's trying to sue Coldplay now as well.
Yeah. Got caught.
That's why I just go to Peter Kay. We were at Peter Kay last week because, oh my God, I absolutely was in tears laughing.
He's the biz, isn't he? Isn't he the biz? I went, did I go last year with Hillary? We went to it. And you do be in tears.
Do you know what? I've seen all of his DVDs, read all his books, seen him live so many times. He never ceases to amaze me how he can just make me, like, he's the only comedian I've ever literally physically cried laughing. And it happened last week as well. It was brilliant.
Yeah. Is that the one where does the balloon come out at the end and go out into the crowd and stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
I won't spoil it for anyone, but it's brilliant.
And really the montage to the nanny at the end and stuff like that, yeah.
Have you in tears, wouldn't it?
Oh, stop.
I was in tears at it, man. And I don't mean laughing tears. I was like...
listen, you can go from laughing tears to that. He takes on such a role.
And then he brings it back. And then he brings it back.
Brilliant. I have to say, it was one of the best gigs I've ever been to. Unreal.
Philip, I think Klopp overachieved at Liverpool. Should have won more with them. Then he underachieved. You can't think he overachieved if he should have won more. Underachieved, I would have said. I've walked into Best Menswear a few times. And Mark has been holding Diddles the way CEO was holding your one.
Diddles is Rowan that does be in the chat.
That's it,
Well, and
listen, William, that doesn't surprise me either.
I'm not ducking out. I put my hands up. Yeah.
Is Rowan playing ball tomorrow?
He is indeed. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Excellent.
Well, no. He'll be there. Whether he be playing ball is another thing.
Absolutely.
So, lads, if you just joined in the chat, if you're around Pier Street tomorrow and you fancy showing up to watch a game of Astro, 8 till 9, it's Best Menswear against Curry's from Jervis tomorrow night. So we're looking forward to it.
That's it. Right, let's talk friendlies. We were talking about them today, of course. Ran down through some of them there. Aston Villa struggling slightly in their friendlies this season.
And here, did you see on their official Facebook and socials, they didn't put the score up. They just had like game over, and they didn't even put the score up. Like
better, some. How do you think Aston Villa this season is going to go? A lot of pressure there at the moment.
There is, and
players.
I think again, like we talked about with the likes of Liverpool and stuff, I think there's going to be a lot of outgoings, a few incomes as well. But listen, I think they've gotten some real quality players in over there the last 2 years. But I do think when you're on this high for they had the Champions League and they got
Then
you
they
know
missed it.
exactly, and I just think this year they might hit a bit of a dip, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
I think obviously Watkins is been linked to be on his way out and stuff like that. I think
Didn't
obviously
keep Rashford.
didn't keep Rashford obviously.
Financially couldn't do it.
And you look at, like, obviously, listen, Duran went over to Saudi. He's gone to Turkey now. We spoke about him. It was a big loss for them. Like I don't know how he didn't get in ahead of Watkins some of the time. Anytime he came on, he was scoring goals and he was involved.
There was an issue there with Emery, wasn't there? Him and Emery had
So
issues, obviously, because we seen it on the training pitch a
there
couple of
had
times.
to be an underline. Yeah, there had to be an underline. That's where he went. But I think they struggle to see, not in terms of like struggle as if down at the bottom. I just think they won't be at the heights they have been the last few seasons.
Aston Villa just need to be so careful as well. I think I read an article about Aston Villa saying that was it 95 or 96% of their revenue is their wage bill. That's massive, massive, because all it takes is for something to go wrong. If you plan for an FA Cup good run or a Carabao Cup good run, you need the funds off that, or Champions League or Europe, whatever you're in. If that goes sideways, you could be in big trouble.
Yeah,
big trouble. So we'll keep an eye and see what happens. But yeah, I think Aston Villa, this will be a kind of a transitional season for them, to be honest. But we will cover it. Don't forget, folks, August the 14th, Premier League prediction show. Anyone who wants to jump on, the link will be in the chat.
And lads, come on. You are always in the chat. I will encourage you to come on.
Come on,
go on
give
the
us
link.
Your predictions.
Just come on your phone. Give your predictions. You are brilliant in the chat all year round. Come on. Niall can see your face. Say hello. It's really going to be a good show, in fairness.
Yeah, and that show is always a lot of fun because it doesn't matter, you see, because it's all about opinion, really, when you're doing predictions. So you're never right or you're never wrong. And I love when people go on. I tend to make crazy predictions just to have a bit of fun and stuff like that, but Liverpool's winning everything this season. That's all I know.
That's one of your crazy predictions.
There's my prediction there. If you want my predictions, we're winning it all. Blackburn won Everton 0 at Ewood Park as well. Everton heading off to the new home.
Well,
terrible jersey.
Mark Travers pulled off some good saves from an Irish point of view. Yeah. He pulled off a fantastic save at the back post. Glad he got the move there. Obviously, he's not going to be the number one keeper. Obviously, Pickford is going to be there. Night Warren, take care, buddy. Philip, do me a favour. Come on and have a chat with Niall and Dazza. I presume Dazza and all.
You'll be on that. You'll be on that night as well.
What date is that? The 14th.
First of the 14th. Yeah.
That's if I'm not working late. Obviously, we've
it'll be a late show. You don't start.
All right. What time? 9. 9.
Start at 9, so you can still come on at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. You're not getting off that easy. That's the night where we all. That's the night where we all come on.
I'll definitely know. I'll pop on. 100%. I'll pop on. Yeah. I'll pop on one condition. William, if you're still on the chat, you have to pop on. And
everyone come on. It's just a bit of crack.
And what? No, see, some of William's friends can't come on because they're in Mountjoy, so they don't have a phone. But they might have a burner, but they don't have an actual phone. Hey, hello, William.
There we go. You take the names down tomorrow night.
And Ted as well. Where's Ted been? We haven't seen Ted.
Ted always jumps on for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He said it the other night. He said the other night he'd be available. Yeah.
Happy days. How does Dazzler feel about everyone taking over on the Thursday night?
He's okay with it. He'll keep them in check. He'll be telling them how small a club. He'll be telling them how small a club Arsenal is and all.
Morris be coming on.
I won't get too much into the Preston game, but the Stoke game yesterday behind closed doors looked really, really impressive. If anyone looked at the highlights, the movement of the players, Frimpong absolutely slaughtering down the wings. Verts was incredible. The young boy Rio on as well and scored a goal. Darwin with a hat-trick in 14 minutes, a couple of different types of goals and stuff like that. And all very encouraging yesterday. Even Chiesa got in on it. And what's really weird is we're heading off now on the It was Japan we were going to. I think it's Yokohama that we're playing. I think is it Japan? Must be. And what did I read? Luis Diaz, who was left out of the game yesterday, is on the tour. And Chiesa, who scored yesterday, was left off the tour.
No,
so,
Jesus Christ.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Jesus Christ.
I'll kick a ball over Mountjoy with a smartphone. There we go. Little drone. One of those little drones.
Yeah.
There we go. One of those little drones, yeah. But yeah, very impressive. I know it was against Stoke and stuff like that, but to see the movement and the play, and obviously these guys hadn't played with each other. Verts looked really good yesterday. A couple of assists, looked the business. Celtic 4, Newcastle 0. Eddie Howe sitting, Alexander Isak down. Didn't want them in the stand with all the speculation about it and stuff like that. Didn't sound like the comments from a manager who was puffing his chest out saying that his player ain't going nowhere. It sounds like there could be a lot of developments in this over a number of weeks. And I wouldn't be surprised if he pushes for this move to Liverpool. It's going to be very interesting to see what way it pans out, because as I said to you today in the shop and all, I don't see him going to Saudi at this stage. That'd be insane.
No, definitely not.
Absolutely.
He's at the height of it now. Like the last few seasons, he's been like unbelievable, one of the best strikers in the Premier League. So for him to like go out to Saudi, it'd be just being like ridiculous.
Be insane. Yeah, it's like Thuram when he went out as well. These guys shouldn't be going out there at that stage. Monaco 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Probably a good result on the face for Nottingham Forest.
Well, not really, because Forest dominated it. Dominated that game. This. Yeah, they absolutely dominated it, and they were very unlucky not to win it. So I think if obviously, listen, it's a preseason friendly, but from what I watched most of it, Forest absolutely dominated it. Now,
it's mad, isn't it? Is preseason even a thing anymore?
Oh no, it was a slightly depleted Monaco team, but still in all, Forest should have went on and won it.
Did Pogba play in it?
No.
Okay. I seen he had plenty to say as well about your boy Rashford going to Barcelona.
Interesting,
you know.
He's always going to
all these little footballs stick together, don't they?
Yeah, he was always going to
Lingard, all those boys, the unwanted 5 or 6 or whatever it is.
All the arseholes, basically. All the arseholes in the change room. That's what it is.
Tottenham picking up a win against Reading 2-0. They'll be happy enough with their pre-season the way it's going. Obviously looking to bring more players in, no doubt.
Yeah.
I'm sure Thomas Frank would have felt to be more signings at days. Obviously the Morgan Gibbs-White. What did you make of the Morgan Gibbs-White situation? Because obviously you weren't on last week.
Yeah, listen, he's done really well over the last few seasons. And it was going to be hard for Forest to keep him. But it was obviously Forest don't want to sell him to Spurs because they're potentially, in that kind of battle for European places and this, that, and the other. So, I don't think necessarily it be for Forest. They'll need to probably get 1 or 2 players in to replace him because he's been so good over the last 2 seasons.
Just without the baggage, William. Just without the baggage.
Oh yeah, Will.
All the skill, just not the baggage.
He's a fucking arsehole, Will. Excuse my language. He's a fucking arsehole, man. I'm not his biggest fan. He thinks he's better than he is. He has moments, but you need it over consistent.
He had kind of that purple patch with Juventus and France, didn't he? And he looked the business.
But
then he came back to yours, and then it was just...
he's never been consistent. Like I said, he has these moments in it, but over a consistent level of time, he hasn't had it in him,
Yeah. Shame, another guy so talented. So talented.
Big time.
And then obviously West Ham picking up a good win, 3-1 against Grasshoppers in Zurich. Really good win for West Ham and stuff like that. And really what they need as well, because this could be an indifferent season for them, especially with losing some key players.
Yeah.
Right, let's switch it up and go a little bit Irish League on this now.
Yeah.
Three huge games coming up this week. Shelbourne versus Quarabag. We have St. Joseph's of Gibraltar versus Shamrock Rovers.
Not Sally Noggin.
No, not that decent. The St. Joseph's of Sally Noggin would beat Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah.
And then we have St. Pat's versus Naomi Calju. I presume that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
So it should be using 3 big games, obviously, which will affect fixtures going into the weekend as well, obviously, for the Irish League and stuff like that. So
Massive game coming up on Wednesday night.
That's a tough one. They've pedigree.
It's because they've more than pegged. Yeah, no, they're very, very good. I think obviously the Linfield tie over 2 legs. I think even up there in Belfast last Wednesday, we could have stepped it up a gear. I think 1-1 against 10 men, we could have actually went on and probably 1 or 2 or 3-1. We kind of set back a little and whatnot, but we still got through. But yeah, listen, I was talking to my cousin earlier, Dave, about this, and one of the lads, Keno. I think we might get a draw at home, but unfortunately, I can't see us winning away from home. So I think Guarabag will go through over the 2 legs. I'm hoping they won't. If Will, you're still in the chat, I hope they won't. But I don't know. I have a feeling, like I said, we can possibly get a draw at Talca Park, but unfortunately, I think we're going to get beaten away. And I think Rovers over the 2 legs, I think might just scrape it. We've seen St. Joseph's before. I think we had them last year, the year before. I think maybe, or Rovers might have, but I think they'll do it. And Pats over the 2 legs, I think will get through as well.
Pat's kind of struggling for goals, so they need to.
A little bit, yeah. But they build the players there. I think
they scored a few at the weekend.
yeah, just a few, just
1 or 2.
Yeah,
1 or 2. Yeah, nice of them to bounce back. Yeah, I think of all the toys, I think obviously the Shelbourne one is the toughest because I think those boys have been in the Champions League a few times.
They play against United and everything, like over the last probably 6 or 7 years. So it's going to be very tough.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? Rovers okay, Pat's okay, Shelbourne. Let's see.
Yeah, listen. As much as my heart wants them to go through, I just think we'll be beaten over the 2 legs, unfortunately.
Right, FAI Cup.
Yes.
You probably won't be able to read this, so I can call them out.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm moving into the screen. Sorry.
When you move forward like that, you're like the Truman Show. Remember the Truman Show?
Yeah.
When he's looking out trying to get out and stuff like that and all. Yeah, absolutely. Where are we? At least these lot won't be calling us Fenian bastards.
Yeah, exactly.
They might.
Never
say never. Never say never. They might have watched the highlights of that Linfield game.
You never know.
They might go, that's the way to get the rises up and stuff like that. Galway United 2-0 against Talca Rovers.
Yeah.
Waterford 5-1 against St. Moctus.
Moctus actually gave them a game for a little while. Our friend, Ireland's #1 physio, Stephen Weaver,
shout out Stephen.
Yeah, he's Moctus, and not only that, my old mate Jimmy McHugh signed for Moctus with his Jordan Buckley, who I spoke about earlier to you in the shop calls as well. So Bucko made his debut last week as well. Actually, they're playing that loan tonight. I'm just going to go on here in the Leinster Senior League, out in the AUL. So just check that. But yeah, Moctus actually gave a good account of themselves in the first half, but second half, for the last half an hour, it was just kind of all downhill then,
This stage of the cup is a very difficult stage, isn't it? Because the draw is just kind of a bit insane.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good teams in there. And funny enough, whatever way the draw goes, they don't tend to draw each other.
No.
At this stage, you don't tend to get like a Shells versus Pats or something like that.
Exactly. Can I just say, in the semi-final of the Leinster Senior League tonight, St. Moctus have beaten that loan 2-0. So that's a great result for Moctus tonight.
Win. Yeah, that's a big win. Fair play.
Great result for them tonight.
My own team, Bray, win a 3-0 against Wayside Celtic.
The old Borough Derby. The Borough Derby.
Derby, yeah, absolutely. Big win for Bray. Bray on a bit of a run at the moment after beating Dundalk as well. Draw the win of 5-0. Draw the defending the cup, aren't they? 5-0 against Crumlin United. Dano's team.
Dano, yeah.
Finn Harps 3-0 against UCD. I thought that one might be a little bit closer. What were you thinking originally? Dundalk nailed Sligo Rovers 2. Darren kind of called this the other night on Thursday. He said he fancied Sligo being the Premier League team against the First Division team and stuff like that. But I said, Dundalk, I don't really regard Dundalk as being a First Division team, really.
They're not, but at the same time, Sligo are so unpredictable, they really are, but it's a great result for them. I know Dundalk were missing 1 or 2 players as well, but when it comes to the FAI Cup, like a team like Dundalk, I know they're top of the First Division at the minute and really pushing it, but you still want to go out there and perform well in the cup competitions, you know, and represent yourself well. But it was a fortunate result for them, and fair play to Sligo. Great result on the road for them.
Yeah, Bows winning 7-0 against Killessa Donnycarney. I think this was played at Dalymount, wasn't it?
It was Killessa were the home team, but it was played at Dalymount. So it was, listen, it might be 7-0 on the day or whatever, but Killessa will get some money from that as well, which will be you know, put through the club and stuff like that, which is great to see. I know, you know, if you play for Killessa, you'd be very disappointed with the result, but the overall result is kind of works out well because they're after getting money to invest back into the club and stuff like that as well. So, fair play to everyone involved there.
You're talking about Bows as well, who are having a very good season so far in the league and stuff like that. And all them. Hats off to them on the jerseys as well, and the money they're raising out of that for the charities and stuff like that as well. The Oasis stuff looks pretty cool as well. Treaty versus Derry 5-1.
Yeah, Treaty. Yeah, they've
This was just kind of showed the gap, didn't it, between the Premier Division and the First Division, really, because Treaty are a good side.
They're decent. They are decent. Derry have been very dominant over the last few months. They've been picking up some good results. Like you look at a few months ago, they bet us at home, and then on a Friday, and they bet Pats at home Pats. They bet us away in Talca on the Friday. Then they bet Pats away in Richmond on the Monday. So they've been doing very, very well this season. And they'll probably be the only team that will probably be up there with Rovers at the end of it, unfortunately. So yeah, it was a great result for them.
Yeah, they've steadied the ship after an indifferent start, that's for sure. Kerry 2, Athlone 1.
Yeah, for Kerry, brilliant result. Disappointing with Athlone. I think they haven't been at the races. Obviously, they changed their manager there 2 months ago. There was for a week or two, there was a little bit of a kind of a new manager bounce or whatever, but it just hasn't continued since. So it'd be between themselves and Longford at the bottom, and obviously none of them can get relegated, but themselves and Longford are going to be down there, you know.
Yeah, disappointing to go out of the cup at this stage, that's for sure. Rovers versus Wexford 4-0. Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah, it was. Listen, I think it was one of those kind of just get out there, do the business, and go home type of thing. You know, it was a good result for them. They'd be happy to keep a clean sheet as well and score 4 goals. And there was a decent enough crowd there.
Yeah, they know the big thing is coming up during the week, so
exactly.
That's where the dough is, as they say. Cork City picking up a win 3-0 against Leicester Celtic. Bit of a spin for Leicester Celtic all the same.
In fairness, it was a good win for Cork. Obviously, they've lost a few players over the last few weeks.
It's a bit painful there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes at Cork City at the minute.
We seen the reaction at the Waterford game, didn't we? The fans weren't happy at all.
It's a few players have left since. And basically, a few of the players have come out and said, "Listen, it's the ambition. There's no ambition there. Where they're going to get relegated, and that's why I've moved to such and such a club." So, listen, it was a good win. It was going to happen anyway. Leicester, never really put up a fight against them. They're a decent team, obviously up in Nuckrove there. But listen. It's a win they needed. I don't think it depends on how far they can go. I can't see them winning this, and obviously I think they're going to get relegated as well. So I think it's going to be a very disappointing season for Cork.
Yeah, tough season for the fans, that's for sure. Salthill Devon 1, St Michael's 0. I don't know a huge amount about this, to be honest.
Salthill are a very good team, obviously from Galway. They always did to be thereabouts in the FAI Cup and the FAI Junior Cup as well. So it was a good win against St Michael's, and they're like the likes of Salthill. They have proper club men down there. They're the type of team you'd like to see progress a little further, you know.
Yeah, always a struggle, isn't it, when you go down to the likes of Galway and stuff like that, and all, because obviously you've Galway United there as well, and plus you have the draw of the GAA and everything and all. Trying to get players and athletes in there. Cove winning 2-0 against Bangor Celtic. Cove.
Cove, Bangor. Listen, Bangor have really good teams up in Bluebell over the years. Cove obviously have done really well in the first division this season, and they've gotten really experienced players in, and they have a mix of youth and experience there. So it was a great win for them, and obviously they have they've a tough battle on their hands with obviously Dundalk, but you'd like to see them being in that promotion battle.
Yeah, they
Obviously
slipped up last week, didn't they? When
they did.
Bray beat
Yeah,
Dundalk, they drew or something,
exactly,
didn't
exactly.
they?
So, but listen, we know, well, not that we know, but like we can expect Dundalk to win the league and go up automatically. But I think Covey obviously pushing for that promotion spot below them.
Yeah, them are Bray, I'd say.
Yeah.
Shelbourne 4, Fairview Rangers. Another kind of derby.
Yeah, obviously a lot of young lads played as well. Obviously Sean Boyd, there was rumours going around he was over in Fleetwood on Friday evening in conversations with Fleetwood to sign for them.
Okay.
He was there on Saturday afternoon, so I was very happy. Or sorry, Sunday, was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday.
Huge loss, wouldn't it? Yeah, that was the Sunday.
Yeah,
No, that was the
Sunday.
Saturday games.
Saturday, yeah. So, he was obviously. I got a message to say he was seen in Fleetwood. I passed it on to a few of the lads. We were all saying how devastated we were, and then he was playing on the Saturday. So I don't know how true or not those rumors are, or the message I got from someone. But I hope to God it's not true. But if it is, it's just be, how do you replace him?
Longford winning against Castlebar Celtic 6-3. This must have been a belter of a game.
It was a mad game. I was watching on my phone last night. This was on last night, and Castlebar started off really, really well. They had a good crowd down there. Wayne Groves gave a Longford centenary jersey over to the club for them to put up in the clubhouse and stuff like that.
Nice.
And there was a good crowd down there, and Castlebar stuck it to them. But yeah, probably the last 20 minutes or so, they kind of just the energy levels kind of dropped a little bit, and that level of professionalism, if you want, even though obviously Longford aren't a full professional team, but it just showed in that last 20 minutes or so.
Absolutely. And then the team that's been huffing and puffing and kind of crawling through the league goes out and puts 8 past UCC.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Maybe they could have held a few for Thursday.
Yeah. Listen, struggling in the league to score over the last 2 months or so, and they get 8. But yeah, it's one of those games. Listen, it's a cup game early on in the competition, and they played a few of the younger lads from the 19s and stuff like that. That would have been a lot hungry to impress and stuff, and they did, and 8-0. Yeah, brilliant result for them.
I think for Pats, really, they were creating chances, but they just weren't converting them. So eventually, if you stick with it,
it was going to happen, yeah. But it's just for Stephen Kenny, obviously you want that to happen in Europe and the league, rather than the FAI Cup in the second round or whatever it is, So, but listen, great result for them, and a clean sheet as well. If you score 8 against a team like UCC, you'd be hoping to keep a clean sheet. If it was 8-1, it kind of takes the spoiler off it a little from behind the scenes.
Yeah, and then we have the draw tomorrow, I think, at midday, isn't it?
Yes,
draw tomorrow at midday, as far as I know. Right, I'm just going to share a screen here. We'll quickly run through the latest transfer news. AC Milan close to an agreement for Estepinian, a guy that you were linked. Stupid man.
Hello, can you hear me?
There?
Sorry, because you're breaking up there. Yeah, you're breaking up there.
Yeah,
sorry.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
AC Milan close to an agreement for Estepinian.
Yeah, seen that earlier on when I was coming home. Yeah, be good signing for them. Obviously, I think we were linked to it, weren't we?
That's right. You were linked to him about 2 days ago. There was talk.
Yeah, but he'd be a good signing for AC.
Yeah, absolutely. And Arteta's been talking as well, saying that they're still short. They're still looking to do bits in the market. Where do you think? Where do you think? Well, if you think that your case is probably going to happen, or more than likely, I don't see United hijacking that, to be honest, or it would have happened.
And that Esteban, how much is he going to AC for? Sorry, because before we go off that one.
20 million euro steal.
That's an absolute, isn't it? Like, Jesus Christ, that's a
total package is understood to be 17.5 million pounds. How do
Christ, man.
Premier League teams
And I
miss
tell you
this?
what, if we were dealing with Brighton, that'd be 35, 40 million, hands down.
See, what
Jesus
you should
Christ.
have done was got AC Milan to buy the player for you and then loan him to you.
Loan him back. Yeah, would have worked out well, yeah.
There we go. Jason Wilcox has been talking about Brian Mbeumo, saying he's a perfect fit for Man United.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
obviously, just before we came on, obviously, I sent you the picture of him been officially unveiled. So, yeah, I think it'd be very, very good. I think I'm hoping we get a striker in there that him and Cunha and Fernandez can play off and stuff like that. So, I'm hoping he does well. And obviously, listen, he's Premier League proven, which is half the battle.
This is the stuff I hate now. Mbeumo. I wore a Man United shirt growing up, the club of my dreams. I hate this stuff. Roils me up. Something terrible.
What about Robbie Keane? It was his boyhood dream to play for everyone.
Yeah,
Inter Milan, Celtic, you name it.
Chelsea looking at Xavi Simons.
Yeah,
looking to leave RB Leipzig.
Yeah, it's one of these things. Ian be delighted to hear the likes of that, but you'd wonder how much more spending Chelsea can actually do. Is it going to turn out like they did before, where they had that big squad picture, about 400 people in it?
This is an interesting one. I spoke to Darren about this on the phone the other day. I mentioned that there was no way Barcelona were going to pay Rashford's full wages. That he would have to reduce his wage. I didn't think you were going to pay any either, you know. But the latest news coming out now: Barcelona are currently unable to register Rashford. Barcelona are currently unable to register Marcus Rashford because of their ongoing financial issues. This is the crowd who wanted to buy Luis Diaz. Probably wanted him for like 20 quid a week or something.
That's why you should have a king the king of Spain looking after your club rather than Barcelona.
Liverpool now the Premier League big spenders on the verge of 300 million when Ekitike is completed. They now top it now from Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham and Man City.
Is that still the Coutinho money?
No, it's Reid Brewster. I have a picture on WhatsApp that I sent it to you with John Henry walking out with the bags of money, and it's
no,
the
I don't think so. No.
Bank Coutinho. I'll send it on to you later. It's quality. Hang on, I might have it here actually. It's so funny. So funny.
I don't think you did. Let's have a little look.
I'll take it out here for you because it's just hilarious. You have to see this. Where are we? Right here.
Yeah, no, you didn't. No, I don't have that. Oh, yeah.
That's Bank of Coutinho. John Henry going out with 2 bags of money. See Bank of Coutinho.
Yup.
It's quality.
You never walk alone.
Yeah, no, that's the Andy Carroll money we're spending now.
Yeah.
So user line in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in terms of spending, just ahead of Sunderland, who have been spending and doing bits, that's for sure.
I thought Henderson was going to go to Sunderland, and he ends up at Brentford.
No, he went to Brentford.
No, but that's what I said. I thought he was going to end up at Sunderland.
There was talk he was going to go back there, but I don't think it was going to happen. Shortlist for Man United's number 9. Yeah. What are you thinking here? Obviously, Šeško is the one that you would want, isn't it? Not Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. The Jackson thing we spoke about earlier, I'm not his biggest fan. He's still not consistent enough for me. He hasn't really proven himself. He had little times last season. Him and Palmer linked up very well together, but no.
Spurs are targeting Gibbs White. Left out of Forest squad due to private matter.
Yeah,
they have to sort this out.
When something like that happens, when he's left out of a pre-season squad for a private matter, you know what that's about. Like, you know, he's obviously off talking to Spurs, so it probably will happen.
What do you make of that story the other day? Chelsea slapping 100 million price tag on Nicholas Jackson.
Mental. He's not worth 100 million. Now listen, probably the value of and the whatever nowadays of the market, but he's definitely not 100 million. I think Stevie Wonder can see that, like, you know.
Yeah, he's probably, what are we talking, 40, 45 maybe in the current market?
Definitely. 50 tops.
Maybe 50. Yeah.
50
Spurs
tops.
retaining interest in Mark Gahey of Crystal Palace. Don't waste your time, lads. He's on his way to Liverpool. Don't waste your time.
I really like
Gahey.
Really like him. Big fan of his.
Yeah.
Really like, he's a top defender. Obviously, he gets a lot of goals as well from set pieces and stuff like that. Really big fan. I think whoever he goes to, he'll be an asset for them. And he's only, I think this is only the start of his journey, really. Fair play to Palace for kind of nurturing him, and he's done well with them the last few seasons as well.
Be a good fit for Liverpool, wouldn't he?
He would be. Him and Van Dijk and all together, yeah. But I think there's going to be a few twists and turns before the end of the transfer window in where he's concerned.
Would you see him in 2 years' time as potentially a Van Dijk replacement?
He could do, yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think he has it in him.
I don't want Jackson at United. He's a second-rate player.
Absolutely, Philip. Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's Chelsea confirming anywhere between 80 to 100 million pounds is what they're putting on him.
Absolute joke.
Gibbs might be spoke about. Let's see. Barcelona, we saying that the 26 million option to buy Rashford.
Yeah,
saying that for 26 to 30 million or whatever it is. Let's see what else have we got here. I think that's it. We're good.
I'll go do my yoga for tomorrow, cuz.
Yeah, true. Right. Well, until next time.
I'm going to do my stretches. Going to do my stretches for tomorrow.
I did mine earlier. I was up in the gym. Well, I wasn't in the gym. I was in the pool. I was in the pool and the sauna and the steam room. Lovely way to end the day.
Love it.
But until next time, folks, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video. We're back Wednesday with Pro Wrestling Weekly. We'll be taking a look at TNA Slammiversary, the return of AJ Styles, the TNA. We'll do the Raw recap, and we're on the road to the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam 2-nighter. We may be even doing a watch-along for it. We shall see. Let's see what happens. Cracking show as usual, lads. Up the Jervis Street, lads. There we go.
Come on, Jervis.
Tell you, this will be a battle. I'm expecting a lot of pictures and videos tomorrow night now, lads. Don't let me down. We'll be in the gym, so I'll need to see some of that. Until next time, folks, stay safe, have a good week, and don't hurt each other too much tomorrow on the Astro. Go easy. And we'll talk to you again real soon. Cheers, cuz.
Cheers,
lads. Phil. Have a good one.
Night, Phil.